programang Kayo Ngayon sa DZRH sa oras natin 4:38 ng hapon. At sa bahagi ito ng ating programa, makakausap na natin ang mismong presidente ng Philippine Interisland Shipping Association, si Mr. Mark Matthew Parco. Mr. Parco, welcome to Kayo Ngayon sa DZRH, sir. Good afternoon.
Welcome, Mark.
Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me. And I'm looking forward to talking about shipping.
Yes. Just quickly, Mr. Parco, what are included in the Philippine Inter-Island Shipping Association? Aside from, alam namin, yung mga ferry, mga barko, ano pa ho kasama sa inyo dyan sa association?
Mga Roro? Ganun?
We have some RORO members, but we're the largest carriers of the long haul, basically. When we say long haul, from Manila direct to the provinces. And our members are the largest cargo and container operators. We carry around 80% of the cargo from North Harbor to Visayas in Mindanao.
Yes.
Part of our membership also are some of the tankers, those who bring fuel down south. And we have some members who are RORO operators.
Okay. Quickly, ano ang epekto o effect ng oil crisis sa ating industriya today dahil dito sa Iran, sa war sa Iran, Mr. Mark?
Thank you. The impact is actually quite big because, the shipping expenses in shipping fuel is around on a normal time 30 to 40% of our operating cost. So now it's gone up. The cost of fuel has gone up, and we consume a lot of diesel as well as bunker, the fuels. But on the diesel side, I think a lot of people don't understand that when we buy in bulk. And when we buy in bulk, we have no choice. We can't go and say the price in the stations are, let's say at that time was 81. It went up to 81 pesos, 82.
Yes.
We can't really take our ships to the station and fill up there. So we have to buy in bulk. So at the time when the prices were at 81, our industrial or our commercial rates was ranging from 90 to 120. So the first week alone, we were already hit by very high increases. Wow. So when people go up to me and say, "Nako, Mark, I think the price of diesel will go up to 120." I said, "That's sure to go up 120 because we're already paying 120 for some of my members at that time."
Correct. So yes.
It was luckily, at the start we put our notice out to the market. Because as you know, we are deregulated, so we can increase our price, but we have to give notice. And luckily the government had allowed us to increase up to 20% right away.
Okay.
But again, just quick numbers. If I'm using diesel 100% and it's 50% of my operating cost, if it increases by 100%, because at the time it's around 57, then it's gone up to 120 now. So it's 100%. That's easily 25%. And that's just on the fuel. There are other factors which affect. Again, trucking costs have gone up because the truckers have survived. Our cost, and the cost of buying has gone up because the dollar has increased. And almost all our spare parts are imported. So everything we buy is imported. So it's not like it's just a straightforward increase on fuel. Everything is hitting us, and of course, there's a lot of inflationary pressures, and we have gone up to our customers, and many of them do understand. Luckily for most of my members, we don't deal a lot with the consuming public. We deal with on a B2B basis, so with businesses. So a lot of them understand because they are also feeling the impact in their trucking side and so forth. But of course, yes, for the public, it'll be a shock. And I mean, I go to office, and these days I'm never late these days because there's no traffic.
There's traffic.
Yes. And you can imagine that in the cargoes taking the trucks down to the south, cost of fuel has really impacted. So there is an impact on volume. There's impact on the buses.
Yeah.
If they can't collect, they will reduce, right? So that's the impact to our industry. But then the hard part for us is 99% of all inter-island trade goes on a ship.
Correct.
Go to
That's right.
We
you go
are
to any island in the Philippines, if you see a house, construction material, the
Goes on
TV,
the ship.
the
Yes.
cement, a
Oo.
car, a tricycle, or
Tama.
whatever it goes on a ship. And I had a presentation one time, and I was explaining that everything comes from Manila. And based on PSA statistics, 76% of our manufacturing output is in Luzon.
Oh, is that so? Wow.
So just imagine how much we have to bring down.
Concentrated in Luzon.
Right?
Wow. 76.
So that's what I go to the government and say, you really have to help us, because we are the ones who are making sure that there is internal equity with Visayas and Mindanao, that they're able to
Correct.
enjoy the benefits that we get in Manila. And also, it's important that, that we continue to supply them with essential items. And with that, we need help. But then, right now, after meeting with the government, they said that, sorry, there's no budget for maritime. There was a budget for ayuda or for some aid on land transport, but nothing on maritime. And they said, we'll do this next year in the budget. But then it's really sad, because we have been
Yes.
doing this since time immemorial.
You will take a care.
Suggestion ako, partner.
Well, go ahead, Cory.
Ano kaya across the board, kahit anong industriya, tanggalin na ng gobyerno ang excise tax?
At tatanggalin na nga.
Well, I think in about 12 more days,
Yes.
Mark, after the president
correct.
signed it. Is
Because
it
he had,
13 more days? Yes.
Correct. There was a 15-day holding before he could
Correct.
act on it. So, but
Marami actually nagtaka doon, bakit may 15 days in this time of crisis, Mark.
exactly.
Marami nagtanong doon, Cory at Emer.
Tama.
Crisis ka, bakit magpi-15 days pa?
Emergency eh.
Yeah. And that's only 6 pesos.
Yeah.
What's more important, and what I keep telling the government is, we're talking about price now. What's important is you have to have the supply.
Ayun.
Because
Correct.
without the supply, mahirap talaga. We can't
But,
even...
but based on your meeting with the government, kasi we've been told, and the president has said it, our supply is good until June. On your side, in your talks with government, is that precise, that we have enough supply? And what is the plan to augment supply? Is that clear to your industry, Mark?
They haven't told us, although there is talk of them bringing in Euro 2 fuels, and I'm trying to reach out to them, because I think for Euro 2 that really makes sense for shipping, because as you know, we have some ships which are have certain
Not yet.
age already, and the Euro 2 is not a problem for the engines.
Okay.
I think for land transport, Euro 2 is a problem, because
Correct.
the change in engines have been faster, right? Because there are a lot more newer trucks and all this, which are
Correct.
used for what's this? Euro 4 fuels for the engines.
Right.
Whereas for us, we can do a mix. So
Yes.
Euro 2, if that is true, then that will help. If we allocate that to maritime, that will help very much.
Well, alam natin, si Emer, very involved sa mga Semana Santa. Ano ngayon ang effect dito sa travel? Have you monitored? Is there an effect in people that used to always go on the weekend, the Holy Week trek, Mark?
Nasaan?
I think on the long haul, because one of my members is the last remaining long haul, right? To go is the last remaining long haul, who goes direct. My understanding from them is that there are a lot of people who bought early, so those volumes are safe. So I think it's going to be strong through April, because these are people who don't travel often. I think the biggest impact are those who travel often, and those who take the ro-ro, because the expenses for that will go up. So
Yeah.
that's where I was told that there was some drop in volumes recently because of one, private vehicles, reduction of private vehicles, because if you really don't have to go,
Yeah.
then when
Yeah.
nobody wants to go to the station and fill up more than twice a week.
That's right.
Parang heart attack sila pag nag-fill up
Oo.
masyadong madalas.
Pinag-uusapan palagi namin ni Cory T. Emer yan, di ba, Cory?
Yes.
How can government help? And we use this program to discuss this. Baka we can relay. Ano ang mga points na gusto nyo ipayag, Mark? How can government help the industry at this moment?
I think right now, the past initiatives of ease of doing business is even more important now. They should not come up with any new rules and regulations that will make it harder for passengers or even the cargo trucks to move. There was a move also to really push the reduction on the, local government sometimes charge all these truckers if they pass through their jurisdiction. So there's a law on that already, but people try to get around it. But if that one is put a stop, then that will help reduce a lot of the expenses. People have talked about sharing assets. So competitors on the same asset, whether it's a truck, whether it's a ship, or but then there are tax issues around that with regards to because when you share. Some people will say you're buying or you're selling to your competitor.
That's right. That's right.
And there should be something done that they shouldn't do that, so that we don't add additional expenses. We're trying to reduce expense, but then if we're paying on the tax side, then doesn't make sense, no? Because if you're just sharing on the asset, and there's like a barter, you use part of my truck here, I use part of your truck there, then that really shouldn't come into play. The other thing really is, this is where investments in the past should have been put in. If the roads had already been fixed and you don't have a moonwalk there in Samar, then the cost of bringing goods down is even cheaper. Kasi nga, hindi lubak-lubak, hindi babagal, di ba?
That affects the shipment.
We still have a problem in San Juanico, wherein
the bridge.
The trucks have to take another ferry when in fact it should have been on the bridge. Things like this, it adds up. It adds up to all the expenses. And for shipping side, we always complain that we're last on priority on the berthing of the government ports. Number one is passenger ships. Okay, granted. Second is international vessels, and last is cargo ships, domestic. So just imagine, because they have not been adding berths and adding additional space for the vessels to come in. My example really is Bacolod or Iloilo. If to go to Bacolod or Iloilo, it takes 1 day, or even less, and we can be back. So technically, I can do 2 round trips there with the ship.
Okay,
But now, if we go down there at naunahan kami ng, sugar ships are always there, right? A sugar ship comes in and they had no equipment, so mano-mano yung lahat. Tapos kung umulan pa, easily 3 to 5 days, the ship will be in the berth.
Oh, wow.
So just imagine, with that 3 to 5 days, nakaikot pa sana kami. So, that's the other thing which is a problem. In airlines, they give you a fixed schedule, di ba? We leave.
Correct.
We'll arrive
yung air bridge.
Yes.
Air bridge.
In the Philippines, in shipping, all we want is a fixed day of the week sailing.
Hindi ba magawa?
Hindi yun magawa.
Sino ba yung tawagan? Balita na yun.
So,
ano ba?
because there's enough, you go to, let's say, very important ports, Zamboanga. Ang dami-daming passengers going to Basilan and all that. So the berths are always taken up. And then, of course, they need to have cement, sugar, whatever come in.
Correct.
So, kakaunahan talaga. I mean, they try to do their best. But at the end of the day, if I can't have a fixed day of the week sailing, I will have an extra ship waiting. Kasi nga, the customers in Manila want a weekly departure.
Yeah.
So nakatambay lang yung isang barko. So the cost has gone up because I need to have an extra ship. The emissions have gone up because there's an extra ship. And that someone has to pay for all that, right?
Ano bang ahensya under DOTR ang concern
Well,
dito sa...
I will be talking to PPA about this always, and we
okay.
always say there has to be investments. It has to grow. I went to an economist. Well, the last 2 years, the same guy, and he keeps saying that we grow 5% every year unless there's a drought or there's COVID or in this case this war. But otherwise, whether the president is good or bad or whatever, we will grow 5%. So over these years, we've grown 5%. And the capacity of the ports should have caught up already on this. But it is not.
Okay. Emmer, go ahead.
Yeah, kailangan nyo, sir. Nako, virgin control, imbis na flood control. Sana nilagyan natin. Tanaw pa ng GMA yan. Alam ko yan. Sir Alex Magno, my cousin told me, dapat meron na tayong mga maritime highway. Maritime highway, taka virgin.
Hindi nga, binabanggit ka ni Mark, di ba? Ni Sir Mark na schedule na lang eh. O sige, di ba? Pag-usapan na lang natin ang schedule, di ba? Para, sige, dyan na lang kami dadating. You can do other routes while you're waiting, di ba?
Yes.
Sir Marco? I think that's something that should be easy to attend to.
Akala ko meron na in place yung mga ganon.
Well,
Pala.
there's this time I was in Manila for a port conference, and there was a guy who came from Malaysia. He said Kuala Lumpur ports, and he said, we have. He had, I think, 4 dedicated berths for tankers.
Okay.
I think they had something like 18 or 30 dedicated berths for containers.
Wow, tino mo.
2 dedicated berths for what's this? Passenger ships.
Passenger ship.
International passenger ships. But then he went up to us. Have you been to the ports? Have you seen North Harbor
Yeah.
or South
I've
Harbor?
seen that, yes.
So it's finger piers, di ba? You know what they told me? They said they had all their piers were not finger piers. They were on the side.
Mali naman.
Oh my God.
So they have so much more space to increase.
Sino ba engineer nag-isip noon, boss? DPWH ba yun?
Diba? Pre-war pa yan. So we can blame it upon them. What we can blame is that it hasn't changed.
Ay, lako.
Yeah. Maybe go ahead, Cory.
So kailangan magkaroon ng pagbabago. May plano na ba kayo na presenta sa gobyerno?
Well, we've always told them what we need. Again, since we are not in the port business, we tell them what we need. We need fixed day of the week. We need to have priority. We want to have in other places what we have windows. We have a window for you to come in and out. So each shipping line has a window in this berth and all. But then, they can't even start to implement that in other provinces because those ports walang expansion. So
yeah.
Yes.
so it's first come first serve in many places.
Dapat ata, Mr. Parco, di ba, there was this whole boost for airports.
Yes.
Dapat yata magkaroon din sa ports.
Yes.
No?
There has to be.
And
There has to be, I think.
I haven't really heard much about that, but maybe because of this situation, there should be like a meeting to discuss
Siguro
this.
makipag-ugnayan sa mga ports authority.
Yun na nga yung PPA eh.
We always meet with them. It's not just PPA, CPA, but then in CPA, they've had additional ports in Talisay and in the south.
Okay.
They've had additional, so that's really helped. Then in Davao, they've allowed private ports to come in. So you have KTC, you have Tefasco, you have the ICT, which really helped. But in places where there is only one port, then that's where you're going to
Mahirap
have
talaga.
problems.
Well, just a quick question that came in online. Do you also monitor your ships with oil, much needed oil? Is this something that is also part of the industry?
Well, to be very honest, PISA is mainly domestic, so we don't monitor
You're not able
anything
to
which comes in
monitor.
international. We monitor the domestic, and it's the monitoring really is basically with our members if there's a problem, but otherwise, it's very much everyone to their own. I think on the monitoring, that's more of customs and the ERB or the energy board, whoever.
But anyway, Sir Mark Parco, we We know this is a very critical time for the industry.
Yeah.
Nasa iyo ang opportunity to appeal to the public, the ones using the members of the association, and final appeal to government for whatever you think they should do to help you guys.
I think to the public, especially to the passengers, our members, and I'm not speaking for all the shipping lines, but for my members, they do have online ticketing.
Okay.
Please use that facility so that you can arrive in the port and get on the ship that you want to get on. Don't go to the port and expect to find tickets, because then it's like watching Lasal Ateneo game. Kalper na yung kalaban mo dyan. So buy it online, buy it in advance, and then you should be safe. Then for the cost, I think everybody will just have to it all starts with the cost of fuel. It will impact all of us, and we all have to do our part to either cut our consumption on fuel and make sure that we only will, in terms of having our buying power, we buy only the essentials. I think it's a very tough time that we're going to go through, and we will try to help as much as possible as a shipping line. I think during COVID, we made a commitment that there would be no stoppage, and we made sure that all the provinces would get their medicine, milk, or whatever is needed, that it would get there. So that's also our commitment. The only time that will, if we don't have fuel, that's the only time that we're going to have this issue. But we will be, of course, talking to the government on all this. To the government, yes, I keep harping that maritime is the lifeline of an archipelago.
Correct.
No offense to airlines. I know they get a lot of airtime, but I don't think the airlines can transport one load of rice. Even just rice they can bring in, it'll be too expensive. So
correct.
I think for policymakers, they should understand that maritime is important, and we have to have the investment and the plan to make sure that it is as cheap as possible and it's as efficient as possible. And during crisis, all these problems come up. So that's what's going to happen.
Okay. Yan po, si Mr. Mark Parco. At I hope we can keep in touch with you. This is dialogue. We will relay what you have said today to government. And we just hope and pray that the industry will become more robust, more affordable. Government will support it, and we wish your association more power, Mr. Parco.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Keep in touch. Bye-bye.
Keep in touch. Sa oras nating 5:02, tapos na tayo at ang programa. Partner Cory, meron ka bang i-announce? 2 weeks tayo wala.
Kasama po kami sa pamilya ni Dr. Librado Nap Toledo, isa sa mga batikan na aesthetic surgeon sa buong Pilipinas. We will miss you, Dr. Nap. Gone too soon.
Condolence.
Age of 48 years old. Ang lamay ay gaganapin sa Coronadal City, South Cotabato. Lamay ngayon din. Pero yung libing ay April 1, 2026. You are in heaven now, Dr. Nap. We will miss you.
Okay, condolences, Dr. Nap. Emer?
Yes, binabati ko yung 29 AD missionaries, mga musikero kami, misyonaryo, kaya iikot muli kami, kakatapos na natin. Galingan
At
natin.
yung mga nag-graduate kahapon.
Oh yes, Salvi Mills, Adult Night School, PEA. Galingan nyo sabi na Silverde.
Yes.
Likap kayo at kaya mo yan.
Okay, hanggang dito na lang po. We'll be out for 2 weeks, but we'll be back on April 11, if I'm not mistaken. No? We'll be back sa program dito sa DCRH on April 11. Standby, sa oras natin na 5:03 na po ng hapon. Tandaan nyo, tuwing Sabado alas 4 hanggang 5 ng hapon, ang inyong paboritong Kaya Mo Yan! Have a blessed Holy Week, guys. Bye!
Kaya mo yan.